Good morning, everyone. It's time for the Taste of Your Music radio show. My name is Diana Linn. Something completely different today. We are starting our 2025 band auction. You are tuned to 90.1 FM, KKFI, Kansas City Community Radio. And first up, we have Captain Howdy. I've been wanting to say Boy Howdy all morning. Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, how often do you play at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Never.
Never.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Well, there's a first time for everything. We're so glad to have you, and we're going to get started right off the bat with the song, and then we'll talk to the guys after this first song. What do you want to tell us about what we're going to hear first?
It's a traditional American murder ballad, and it is not a ballad anymore.
All right, the number, 888-931-0901. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
Give me trouble all my life. Run me out in the cold rain and snow. Snow, 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 snow. Run me out in the cold rain and snow. Combing back her long yellow hair, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. This way. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. She came into the room where she met her final doom. And I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow. Winds don't blow! 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 And I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow.
Very nice. Very nice. You know, it reminded me of a workout where my heart rate just kept building and building, and then you kind of did a cool down for me there at the end. So thank you for that.
Of course.
This is Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders. Let's introduce the members of the band. Who's playing what? Where you're from, and what's your deal?
You want to start, James? Hi, yeah, I'm James Barnett. I'm the bass player for Captain Howdy, and I'm from Spring Hill, Kansas, but I live now in Lawrence, Kansas. And I just like playing bass. I like holding it down in the low end.
I can tell. Drummer. Where
Is
are
this
you?
mic on?
I can't see him.
I don't know if this mic's on.
I can hear him if that's you talking.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I'm John. I play the drums. I'm from Dallas, and I also live in Lawrence.
I'm Keller.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I play guitar. I picked this thing, and originally from Dallas, like John. Now I live in Larryville.
Larryville.
Larry
Well,
100%.
there's a vibrant music scene in Lawrence. I mean, there always has been, but it seems to be really on fire these days, especially since we've kind of come out of the pandemic and there's some venues to play. And we are so glad and honored that you decided to do the band auction for us. The number to call is 888-931-0901 to bid. The bid for this band will be open until 10:35 a.m. The bid starts at $250, and they'll let me know when as soon as we have a bid. But that'd be fun group for a corporate event or a private party, barbecue. Where are some of the venues that you play, and how long have you all been together?
Well, we've been together since about 2022. I think James joined in 2022, right? I thought
Around that time,
And
yeah.
we play everywhere. We play wineries. We play dive bars. We played the Record Bar before. We've actually played the Warwick Theater here before in Kansas City. We'll play all over. We kind of like to think we're kind of like the Grateful Dead. We'll play anywhere, wherever there's folks, and we'll play as long as you want, you know.
And the folks that are answering the phone and taking your bid, they'll give you the who, what, where, and when as far as, you know, how to make this happen. But for those of our regular listeners that have participated in the band auction before, you know how this goes. You bid on the band. If you're the successful bidder, you can you'll communicate directly with the band and set up the actual gig. So how does our music scene in Lawrence compare with what you knew in Dallas? It's a lot bigger Metroplex Dallas thing.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of local music in Dallas, but you won't find it in like a smaller bar. It's kind of really hard as a like beginning musician to like get a gig somewhere, because if you haven't played anywhere and you don't know anybody, like you're kind of out of luck. And at least in Lawrence, there's so many venues that'll be like, oh, you started a band on Sunday, you want to play on Friday? Like they will put you up, and that's one of those things that's very unique about Lawrence, that any band can get their start there. You can start playing, get a little resume going, and you'll immediately be met with a bunch of other great bands that also just started, and there's a whole different bunch. There's a lot of different kinds of music, you know.
So we have a trio set up this morning here in the studio, but there are others that you can add. And also, you describe yourself as cosmic country, so right away I thought about Graham Parsons and early Eagles and that California kind of sound. But I'm hearing, you know, like you said, some shoegaze and lots of reverb. And
Yeah, that was a song off our first album, which is a little heavier.
yeah, no, it sounded great. The number to call, 888-931-0901. Let's hear some more music from Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders.
There you are.
What would you like to play next?
We're playing a song off of our next album, which is called Smokin' Grass. It's kind of like our rockified bluegrass album. And we've actually got a really stud fiddle player on this track. We already got the song done. And he plays with a band called the Lost Keys, which just won the Kansas State Fit Pick competition last year. And they're going to
Okay.
be playing Winfield this year.
Very nice, very nice. Captain Howdy, take it away.
I want to make a little round, but that little city, and I shot her down. I went back home, got in the bed, 44 pistol under my head. Early next morning, about 9:30, the axe and the buggies standing in line. Gents and the gamblers standing around. too slow. Overtook me in Jericho. Standing on a corner, reading a bill. Up came the sheriff from Thomasville. Said, young man, ain't your name Brown? Remember the night shot set you down. Dressed in black, put me on the train, sent me back to Thomasville jail. I had no money for to pay my bill. Took the stand, judge all the favors in his right hand. 41 days, 41 nights, 41 years to wear the bottom stripe.
I can hear where there should be a fiddle in there.
Oh, he shreds
He
too.
goes crazy
It's
on that track.
insane.
Kind of like A Devil Went Down to Georgia
Yeah.
kind of
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I can absolutely hear that. So we've got Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders on the clock right now until about 10:25 or so. They are from Lawrence, Kansas, a couple of transplants from Dallas, Texas. They play in our area here. I understand you have been on KKFI.
Yeah, we were on
before.
Dylan's show, Local Wave.
Local Wave. Well, this is what it's all about. This is the giving a voice to the underserved or underrepresented on mainstream music media. So thanks again for coming in. This is Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders. They're on the clock right now until about 10:25. The number to call to bid for this band for your event is 888-931-0901. My name is Diana Linn. This is the Tasty Brew Music Radio Show. We'll get to our regular programming between bands and back next week, but this is so much fun. My heart is just racing right now. Let's get back to some more music.
All right, this is one that's not on our next album, but it's on the album after that. We have a dance album coming out after the country bluegrass record, so hold on to your pants. ¿Dónde está la cerveza? ¿Dónde está mi amor? 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 Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona.
And there you have it, Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders from Lawrence, Kansas. I heard Santana. I mean, that's a dancing party song.
Yeah,
but
that song's kind of madness.
yeah, it's very meta. I loved it a lot. This is the 2025 band auction here on KKFI. The number to call to get Captain Howdy and the Sunset Serenaders is 888-931-0901. I want to talk about your blackout dates when you're not available. That would be May 1, 3, 4, 17, and 24. June 20 through the 26th. You're booked on those dates. So those are blackout dates.
And August 30th.
And August 30th. I wondered,
May
oh,
20th
I see.
Through the 26th.
May 20th through the
June
20th.
20th through the 26th were totally available.
Okay, so it's May 20th through the 26th. So what does this say about June? Something.
I don't think we have anything going on in June.
Okay, but August 30th, you're booked. This
Yep.
is Captain Howdy. The folks that take your pledge, not your pledge, but your bid at 888-931-0901. We'll have all the particulars about when they're available and how to hook up with them. So thanks again, you guys, for coming in so early in the morning.
Thanks
I
so
know.
much for having us.
Anything for KKFI.
Where can you
Anything.
let's let people know where they can find you on your socials too, so that they can
The
check it out.
Instagram is at Captain Howdy Sunset Serenade. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. We got music coming out next Friday. We're dropping our first single off our country bluegrass record called Smokin' Grass. And it's a really rockified version of the Blackberry Blossom, if you're a bluegrass fan. And so we didn't play it tonight. We probably should have. But yeah, it's a rockin' tune. You can find us out everywhere. Captain Howdy Sunset and the Sunset Serenaders, the one and only.
Thanks again, guys. And you are tuned to 90.1 FM KKFI, Kansas City Community Radio.